IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with Jay-Z. Did you know that Jay-Z was crowned hip-hop's first billionaire? This is a boy who grew up in the worst parts of the city, close to being arrested for a very, very long time. And if you don't listen to hip-hop or rap, Jay-Z is also famous for being married to Beyonce. And this power couple have a very cute tradition. They have a pizza date night on Sundays in Brooklyn. I so love this humility aspect of them. And he famously took the subway train to the stadium before performing for one of his own shows. So I can only imagine the shocked expression on everyone's face on the train when they saw him going for his own performance. And he's a very interesting person. He's close friends with American President Barack Obama, and you will see interviews of him with Warren Buffett online. And he has this mix of humility, drive, aggression, intelligence, and street smarts. And there's a lot to learn from him. And one of the things I learned from him is what prompted me to work on this podcast for you. See, as a hip-hop artist, creating music is his job, along with performing it, and all of that goes along with it. But when you become successful, very often the passion for the art disappears. You get pulled into the money, the numbers, the fame. And we know so many people who've been there. They start off passionate and so good at what they're doing. And then they just start chasing money, and somewhere along the line it disappears. And you will see this in your family and friends too. We all know someone that made it big and then lost their sense of self or became too obnoxious. And this is a very real danger that we all face. And even if you're a student or you are a class topper, if you've kept chasing that one rank or those high marks, you will soon stop enjoying yourself. You will soon stop learning. And learning, after all, is what you go to school for, college for, university for. That curiosity will go away, and you will just focus on how do I get more marks. So the learning from this interview with Jay-Z was that you have to love what you're doing first, which means that are you enjoying yourself? Are you excited about being at work each morning? And for him, it was that excitement of a recording studio and being with music and having fun with music. For me, working on this podcast, I asked myself, am I still excited about recording a podcast as I was right in the beginning? And the truth is that I do get lost sometimes in the numbers and the growth of the podcast. It's only human to be excited about success. However, I close my eyes and I remember why I started. I remember how it made me feel. And yes, each day that research, the writing down of the podcast, the recording of the podcast, I still get goosebumps. It still gives me that excitement. And each time I talk to a client on a video call, that still excitement is still there. And that's what I'm going after. And Jay-Z said that you have to love what you are doing first. Only then the byproduct will be money. In his case, insane amount of money. And you will even hear Warren Buffett say the same thing. He goes skipping to work every morning because he enjoys it. It excites him. So after even those billions and billions and billions of dollars, Warren Buffett still skips to work because that day of work excites him. And as your habit coach, I want you to skip to work too. I want you to enjoy what you're doing. Does it make you feel alive? It doesn't matter if it's a business or a hobby or taking care of your family. If the answer is no, then I strongly request that you reevaluate your life choices or find aspects of your life that you really do enjoy. Very often, we do not know what we like because we have not spent time exploring our passions or our hobbies. It could be singing, dancing, comedy, gardening, podcasting, knitting, anything that would make you feel free because you enjoy it so much. Anything that you would do for free because you enjoy it so much. So your simple habit to excel in life starts by checking in and asking yourself, does what I'm doing excite me? Every day, for the activities you do, all of them, ask yourself this one question. Does it excite me? And I'm here writing this at 5:30 a.m. not because I have a deadline, but because I wanted to share it with you. It genuinely excites me. I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I have this burning idea. I need to put it down. So find that thing that excites you like crazy and always do it for the excitement and the passion. The money will come. The fame will come. It's a byproduct. And when the fame and the money comes, remember to message me and tell me that you did. I'm rooting for you. I'm in your corner because I am your habit coach. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Intel, for supporting us. So Jasleen Royal came on Storytellers and Storytellers this week with Vineet. It was a really interesting conversation. Do definitely check that out. Hamsini Hariharan is back on the Pragati podcast after an extended absence. Hamsini was one of the original hosts along with Pravan, but she was unable to continue. But we're glad to have her back. She's talking about her experiences since she left. She's been studying in China. Definitely check that out. You'll enjoy that. Abhijit Ganguly was on Cyrus Says a couple of weeks ago, and he had such a great time, and we were so happy to have him on that we asked him to join us for Cocked and Bull, and he was on this week. Do check that out. And lastly, I'd like to mention our Tamil show. We've been doing a show called Kadai Podcast Ponniyin Selvan, hosted by Kavita Jiva. She has been phenomenal. She's rewritten the stories in a way which really, they speak to a modern audience. But Ponniyin Selvan is over, and she started a new story, though. The new story that she started is Sivakamiyan Sabatham. I'm sure I mangled that pronunciation, and I'm sure you'll love it if you're a Tamil speaker. Do definitely check it out. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.